Hey guys, there are going to be no charges filed in the Keith Lamont Scott shooting, and honestly I have to say that I have to agree with the district attorney's decision. I will say this: the district attorney, they did their homework on this one. Now the mistakes that they made initially were not to release as much information as possible and to have their hands forced by Mrs. Scott releasing the video that she took. That put them in a no-win situation as far as what they consider to be open and transparent. But I just sat here and watched basically a half-hour presentation that the district attorney did, and to be honest with you, I have no doubt in my mind that Scott had a gun, that he did not obey the commands that the cops gave him, and that the various people, including Mrs. Scott, lied as far as the knowledge that, one, he had a gun, she knew he had a gun, they got her arguing with him regarding the gun a month prior to the shooting. Number two, witnesses came out and were saying that he had a book in his hand, he didn't have a gun, and they basically recanted that testimony. One of the witnesses admitted that she didn't even see anything, but she was one of the main ones yelling that he didn't have a gun, he had a book in his hand. There was another witness who said that he saw that Scott had something in his hand, but he didn't know what it was. But I suggest that anybody who's got any issues, this report is going to be available online. And I'm telling you, these guys, this district attorney absolutely did his homework on this one. And in my mind, there really is no doubt that Scott had a gun. He went to Gander Mountain to buy a clip that, and he bought the wrong damn clip because it didn't fit, and he bought ammunition, okay? His DNA was all over the gun, and yeah, you could say, you know, if you want to go conspiracy theory, that it was placed on the gun after the fact, but there's just too much here, as far as I'm concerned, to say that Scott didn't have a gun. I believe he did. I believe that he had the gun in his hand when he was shot. The officer that shot him gave an explanation as to why he was the only one that shot. There's a lot going on here, so I gotta basically apologize because I was one of the first ones jumping or rushing to judgment against the police in this particular case. And as I believe it's been proven, the police officer, and it was a black police officer that shot him, was justified in his shooting of Mr. Scott, due solely to the fact that the guy got out of the car, he had a gun in his hand, he was told at least 8 times, possibly 10 times to drop the gun. He looked at all of the officers that had surrounded him, and when he turned back to the black officer who finally shot him, the officer believed that he was an imminent threat to shoot somebody. Bottom line. So again, you know, my apologies for my rush to judgment. I was basing my opinions on the things that I saw in the one video, which there probably will be a video online available for the entire presentation that this district attorney just made, and it pretty much answers all the questions regarding the shooting itself, not what the behavior of the state after the fact, as far as not releasing evidence as quickly as possible. Now, they even had an explanation pretty much on that, that they didn't want to release the information because it could have, and obviously it was open to interpretation, but you know, that's just the way it goes. And then the thing that really ticks me off pretty much is the wife yelling that he doesn't have a gun, knowing full damn well that he did have a gun. Now, whether she could see that he had a gun from her vantage point, I can't tell, but she knew that he was in possession of a gun. So, it is what it is.